Alright, here are more examples you can explore by yourself, and such as this menu bar. You can see how the animation is changing, and you can check the setting up of them like this. I use a smart animate and is in very simple one, and for this one here's another one which use drag at the trigger to interact. You can see there's a boundy sticky effect between the two, and you can here is the component of it. Please double check how this is added. I use the custom bezier to deal with the speed change in smart animate during drag, and also the bouncy effect is added between the two sections, between those two states. As you can see here, after delete and the smart animate, the curve is bouncy, so that it can provide some fun in interactions like this. Okay, and here is one more. You can, which is a button impossible when I hover to when I'm trying to, or my user trying to select on the black circle, and it just run away. Let me see where I can find it. Okay, here is the settings of the component. You can also double check this to see how it works. And also I also have one very cool animation that's showing the lighting of the lamp, the change of the lamp of this. Okay, and also here is the component you can find. Okay, and all the component I'm using in this lecture is available here, and I hope they could it could provide you some reference and make your animation easier to create. Animation is interesting, and also it will make your user interface more engaging. However, you must think before you make, because there are some disadvantages or limitations of the animation. If you are not using it good, it will be harm the user experience on your product. First, animation can cause confusion. If your animation does not reflect how the object is working in the real world, it can cause confusion. And also, animation can cause the system delay for your prototype, and especially when your screen have a lot of animation or a very complex animation, or a lot of elements, and your prototype will be very slow. So this will also harm the user experience. So before you create animation, you need to think, does this animation improve user understanding? Does this animation improve the user engagement? And also, do I add too much animation? Here's one example which has a very fancy background. Actually, here's what I did. What I did for this user interface is I created the component. I created a component which is just a single block of this single pixel or single block of this user interface. The only thing it does is to create a background blur to block the background image here, so that it looks like pixelated in this frame. So when I hover to this, and then I added a hover effect to this block. So when I hover it, it just remove the background blur and reveal the background image here. And then I applied this instance of this component, and for 364 times. And now this is how it looks like. When I hover to it, it just shows a piece of the image on the background. But as you can see, this effect is very slow, because I have too many effects, too many blocks displayed here, and each of them also have their own hover effects. So they will use a lot of your computer resources, so they will delete the interactions here. Here are more examples of the animation and the usage in the user interface design. So please try to see if you could create something like this in Figma, and everything is possible. And here are more. And more examples. If you want to look for some inspirations of the animation, the application of the animation in the user interface design, here are two resources I recommend. First is Dribble. Dribble is the community for graphic designers and UI UX designers, so you can find a lot of excellent work here. Under this website, you can find there's one category called animation, and there's a lot of professional works created by other designers, not just using the Figma, but also use a lot of other advanced tools. Another resource I use most frequently is mobbing.com. This is a collection. This website collects a lot of real-world examples from the website and applications, including all of their screenshots and the screen recordings. And you can find they also have a category of animations, and you can select if you would like to find animations for the web design or for the mobile app design. So please double check this, and because this is more my favorite one, because all the application or the website added to this platform is from the actual product. And of course, this platform is not free. However, the price is very low. If you are a student or a teacher, the price for this website is $5 per month, so it's worth the money. I hope they are helpful for you to find useful resources as your inspiration or reference to make your user interface more engaging and more interesting. I'm looking forward to your work.